Yo, what's up, guys? So I just made my first, well, just hit my first $50,000 month, and I started my business 7 months ago. So I just kind of want to go over kind of the frameworks that I use, thought process, the business model, just kind of go over everything that kind of got me to this point. Because like I said, like 8 months ago, I was like completely broke. I'll be straightforward with you guys. This does kind of feel good, but I mean, it's obviously bigger room to grow. But I just want to show you guys kind of what I've done so far to get to this $50,000 per month, because maybe it may help somebody that was in the same exact shoes as me a few months ago when I literally didn't even have a business. And for some of the naysayers and stuff like that, I know there's going to be naysayers. Here is the actual Stripe account right here. Let me go ahead and refresh it for you guys. Yep, $52,336 to be exact in the last 30 days. So I just want to kind of go over how I did it, my thought process, and how you can do the same. So throughout this video, pretty much I'm going to kind of uncover how I went from charging $2,000 per month to $13,000 per month with my online business, how I went from having very, very low LTV to over 100% LTV and client retention. And then also how I went from inconsistent cash flow and lead flow to $50,000 months and a pool of dream clients to work with my agency. And moreover, how I went from a complete dumbass facing constant anxiety, limbo, because I literally couldn't retain a client to save my own life, to now being very confident in my skill sets and being able to compete in the marketplace despite the, clear disadvantages you'll discover in the rest of the document. So guys, let's just get right into it. I'm excited for this one and I think you guys will like it. So I just want to start off by going into who this video is for, right? So if you run an agency or a online service-based business, even a coaching business, and you fall into one of these categories right here, meaning you face constant anxiety from inconsistent cash flow or lead flow like I did. 2, you're an online service provider and you're stuck below $25,000 per month. 3, you're an agency that has very, very low LTV and your clients are leaving after a few short months, and now you're back looking for new clients all over again, kind of going through that endless spiral of agony. Or you're in a sea of clones with your market, making it hard to stand out to your desired prospects and land those high profile, high ticket clients that actually scale your business. And if you fit in even just one of these categories, you're going to want to read this entire document or watch this entire video, however you're viewing this, as this may be the most impactful thing that you're going to listen to in 2023 as an online service provider, right? But for all of this to make sense, I kind of want to take you through my story, my journey, and the beginning of it, so you guys can learn what I did wrong and escape or kind of avoid falling into that same trap, okay? So right here, this is the barrier that kept me with low client retention and low LTV with my agency. So as I went along my journey, I knew there was a version of me out there, right? I knew it was something in me that was out there killing it, $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, $30,000 a month. I knew I had the ability to do it, but I just wasn't doing it, right? I would dream about having clients I could just upsell, clients that I could retain, clients that I didn't have to worry about, but I wasn't able to actually do it. My pockets just weren't reflecting it, right? It was just a daydream. So what was actually stopping me from doing that? The reason that I wasn't able to cross that barrier to insane cash flow like I have now, this is a $50,000 month, but last month was a $40,000 month, then it was $30,000 month. It's just been up and up and up. And the reason that it took me a while to even get to that point is because, one, I was in the wrong vehicle. I was, for context, selling short form content, and I had a Web3 agency type of thing, right? So I was in a commoditized market, right? The market was not interested in short form content anymore. So it was just the wrong vehicle. 2, I hadn't cracked the code yet on how to help my clients grow their business at a high level. Therefore, it was no reason that a client would stay with me. Why would they stay with me if I couldn't scale their business and bring cash flow into the business? If you can't bring cash flow into somebody's business, they don't even have the cash to pay you, right? That's how you have to think about it. Next one, working with dream clients was nothing but an actual, it was a dream to, work with these dream clients, but I couldn't just because I didn't have the right offer. Like I said, I was selling a commoditized service. right? And the last one, I knew the direction of where I wanted to go with my business. However, I lacked the actual systems and the processes to scale to take things to the next level. Like I didn't have good workflows. I didn't have good SOPs. I didn't even have an idea of how I would take a business from here to here, right? And that was one of the barriers that also kept me with very, very low LTV. But I think the biggest one of them all was selling a commoditized service, being in a sea of clones, right? All that stuff like that just like kind of just left me very, very stagnant. And it wasn't until I had this epiphany moment that helped me scale. So here's the thing, is you're starting an agency is really hard to identify the right vehicle to your success when you're looking at all these different successful guys screaming left and right that SMMA and content agencies are the way to go, right? And I found that it isn't the way to go, right? And to an extent, I mean, there's some truth there, but however, there's more fluff than truth. And after looking at the market objectively, like that's what you have to do sometimes. Sometimes you just have to view the market and detach from yourself and view the market as somebody that has kind of no association with what you're doing, and for you to see the problem, right? And that's what I did. I read the market objectively and I seen a huge problem. So I want to explain this really quick. So the world works in cycles, right? And every few years there's a cycle of a gold rush within our economy somewhere. Let me explain that just a bit further for you guys. So every few years there's some type of gold rush. Every single few years there's some type of recession that goes on, right? That's just how the world works. That's how it's always worked, okay? And every few years there's a cycle of a gold rush. And during these gold rushes, typically the most jarring businesses are able to print a lot of cash, as NPCs and normies have more cash than they know what to do with, right? So it's pretty easy to sell things to those markets and become relatively profitable. Like when you're in a gold rush, just everybody has money. Like the government just saturates the market with a bunch of cash. So people have more cash than they know what to do with. So it's like you're able to sell to normies and NPCs who just have cash and don't know what to do with. So it's easy to make money, right? So think back to the NFT and crypto craze of 2021. If you think back, I want you to think about TikTok and Instagram specifically. During that time frame, that's when you started to see Alex Hormozi style content start to pop up on your algorithm. And literally during that time period, an entirely new style was brought to the market. And regular content agencies were able to flood the market and make a ton of cash, right? Because Alex Hormozi had just killed the scene with it. He came on the scene with a new content style. Everybody started to notice it. And before you know it, it was 1,000 content agencies on the scene, right? So everybody was able to sell that service to people because everybody had the cash to buy it. But now, times have changed. The gold rush is over. Businesses don't have that much cash anymore. Like there's less free cash flow in the economy. More businesses are experiencing losses than wins. There's more debt than cash. So as a result, you can no longer sell simple services like short form content or low effort lead gen like Facebook ads, right? When liquidity gets tighter in the market, businesses want and they need cash, right? They're tight on the books. And if you don't know how to print cash for them, you're going to be a liability and not an asset, right? Meaning you have to know how to directly affect a business's bottom line by putting hard code cash into their pockets. So when I was selling like my old offer with my old agency, I wasn't able to actually affect a business's bottom line enough. Like it wasn't as impactful for somebody to want to pay me. And I noticed in the market, that's what a lot of people are experiencing right now. Like they're trying to sell short form content or Facebook ads or some type of lead gen service. But in reality, right now we're in a recession. And in recessions, it's not the most profitable thing to do because you're not actually putting cash into these businesses' pockets, right? You need to be able to actually generate traffic into a business and convert that traffic into sales for a business to deem you as a valuable asset, right? And that's kind of what I noticed. So like full stop, that's really the only way. And anybody else that's telling you different should be ashamed because they're just selling you some bullshit, right? So if you haven't been able to scale your online business in 2023, like this is why. And I and my partner Yusuf experienced this exact squeeze in the market around 7 months ago. And that's when we started to, make a pivot to a more logical business model, right? Which is what I'm doing now. I have a growth partner business, and that's the business model that I transitioned into. And essentially all I do is I generate traffic for businesses, and I convert that traffic into sales by managing the sales process, the sales team, and all this stuff like that. But that makes me more valuable. It makes me irreplaceable Like right now I have like 100% client LTV, opposed to months ago I couldn't retain a client for more than a few weeks, right? So here we are today. As a result, $50,000 months and so forth, so on. So allow me to like just introduce myself to you guys for some of you that don't know me. If you see this guy right here and you're looking at me in the camera, my name's Malcolm. And actually I need to change this. Within like 7 to 8 months, I went from an anxiety-ridden agency owner with inconsistent cash flow, dreading most of my days because like I was literally doing hours and hours and hours of cold outreach and I couldn't land a single client. But now I'm a self-proclaimed cash burner. I have a nice crib on the lake. I have fat checks every single week, and I have a solid business. A few months ago, I was living in my parents' crib, working every single day, 12-hour days with no results. I just kept putting myself through the fire, and now own crib on the lake, 19 years old, and my business is consistently growing. So within this short months, I and my partner Yusuf have been able to scale multiple offers. We've been able to scale an offer from $0 to $40,000 within 30 days on a 2,000 size audience. We've been able to scale a brand new offer from $0 to $35,000 within 30 days on a 3,500 size audience. We've been able to scale a brand new offer from $3,000 to $30,000 organically in like $160,000 within like 90 days on a offer that was stuck at $3,000 a month for like years or months. And then we've also been able to scale a brand new high ticket offer from $0 to $85,000 rev organically within 30 days as well. And additionally, we've been able to help a bunch more people scale their high ticket offers and online service-based businesses such as agencies and stuff like that within this time frame by using our exact roadmap. So now I want to actually walk you through the vehicle, right? The exact business model of how it works so you can do the same for yourself, right? And what I'm going to show you is going to be the exact framework that I use to scale my business and the exact framework that I've used to scale other offers and then help even some of my friends or some of the people I consult with scale their business and start charging super, super high ticket. So let me go ahead and open this up and we can run through this together. All right, guys. So if you guys see my screen right here, what we have is how to become a growth partner, which is pretty much what I do with my business till this day, right? And this is how you're actually going to be able to close deals worth $60,000 every single month from A-player prospects as an online service provider in 2023. And what I mean by $60,000 every single month, I mean deals that are literally worth $60,000 every single month, because what you're going to do is you're now able to charge a retainer and you're able to charge a percentage of the rev, and you're only going to do it towards profitable companies that you can retain for a year's time frame, right? So here's the introduction. So in this video, you're going to kind of discover, well, in this specific walkthrough, you're going to discover how we 5x our prices with our agency and retain our clients 10x longer with this growth partner business model, right? So I want to start off by going over why you aren't retaining A-player prospects, right? Why you aren't acquiring them and why you aren't retaining them. So here's the thing. Most agencies struggle to book meetings, close deals, and retain clients simply because they're selling something the market has no interest in. So there's two components to every single business to stay afloat. You have traffic and you have sales, right? And once you kind of understand this as a founder, you'll realize that you're selling the wrong offer, right? In order to build a thriving agency, you must be able to help businesses actually turn that attention into hard cold cash, right? And offering something like video editing and views just won't cut it, right? Instead, you have to deliver a quantifiable offer, right? You have to deliver something that's quantifiable to your market that they really, really desire, right? Let's say you're selling lead gen, or you're doing content, or you have a content agency and you're targeting coaches, right? Something that the market will desire in that niche is to close 5 high ticket deals within 30 days without spending a dime on ads managing the system, right? That's something that's profitable to that niche, right? So with this new offer, you're now something called a highly profitable paid growth accelerator or a growth partner, growth creator, whatever type of word that these guys like to put out in the market, right? Whatever that is, you are now not an anxiety-ridden agency owner anymore like I was a few months ago, right? So this will allow you to not only get paid a nice monthly retainer, but also a revenue share of your client's business, right? So for the remainder of this walkthrough, I kind of want to give you our exact process for acquiring A-player prospects for our agency who are willing to pay top dollar for our service, right? So the first thing that happens when you switch to a growth partner business, right? You're going into a growth partner business and you land a client, right? Or even before then, let's say you have your content agency or your lead gen agency, right? And you're targeting coaches or consultants. To land a client, the first thing that you need to do is to develop insights on that market, right? Meaning you need to know who you're selling to. You need to know their desires, what they want, and how you can actually benefit their business, right? And this is the highest ROI thing that you can do as a founder, right? This basically just means understanding where your market currently is and where they, want to be, right? Meaning you need to find their pain points and you need to figure out where they want to be, like their desire state. And knowing this information is going to help you craft an offer that your market is willing to pay for. And not only help you craft an offer, but help you create a pre-selling mechanism to help you get your prospects on the sales call really, really warm. And that just means good content, right? So the first step you want to break down is the current state of your market, the gap of your market, and the desired state of your market, right? So let's say if we're targeting coaches and consultants, the current state of this market will be they feel anxiety from inconsistent lead flow and cash flow. They're very bad at sales and they cannot seem to close deals. They're struggling with managing their business, and now they have to look, and now they're having trouble with client fulfillment. They have a gold mine of followers and they don't know how to monetize them. They're struggling with selling an offer that the market is willing to pay for. And they've tried to sell their offer before, but they didn't get much results, or maybe they even paid an agency but didn't get results. So when I'm thinking of a coach, I think of all their pain points, their current state, and this is what I come up with. The current state right here, right? And the next step that you want to do is kind of do the inverse to come up with the desired state. So you want to figure out, what do they actually desire? What do they actually want, right? And how we're going to do that for the desired state? Well, I wrote down this. They feel confident from steady lead flow and cash flow. They're not worrying about sales or leads, and they want to focus on what matters in their business. They want to spend more time as a business owner and not an employee for their business. They want to monetize their followers at scale. They want to have an offer that the market is willing to pay for that they can double down on. They want to have an A-player team to assist with generating leads and converting leads. And they want to get really, really good with results for their coaching offer and scale it well past 20K MRR, right? And then they want to help more people and create a bigger impact. So this is the desired state, right? And you want to do this for any market that you're targeting as an agency owner. It doesn't just have to be coaches, right? And to actually get this insight or to get these insights, there's a few ways you can do it. One, you can actually talk to coaches directly and just ask them what are they struggling with and where they want to be. Two, you can go in different Facebook groups, Reddit groups, Cura forums, Discords, and just figure out the answers there. Or three, you can go to the biggest person in the market who has the biggest niche and just look at their YouTube videos, because people literally post YouTube videos around the pain points of the market. And you can figure out, okay, what is the most popular topics that this person is talking about, to then kind of dissect the insights for your market. So the next step of this phase is like the gap, right? So the gap is going to be where all the pain and frustration is at. This is going to be what is like kind of keeping these people up at night, what's kind of pissing them off, right? And this is where we're going to be providing a service for, right? Either they don't have time, they're not the best at sales, they need assistance with acquisition, they don't know what they can sell, they don't know how to manage a system, or they don't think that they could monetize their audience, right? All this right here is where all the money is at, right? We're just going to provide a service in the gap that can help our market go from here to here, right? And this is exactly what I did to get to that $50,000 per month, providing a service that can just fill this gap. So what we did, we built a system where they don't need to be in the business, so they won their time back. They don't need to do sales because we put closers and a sales system inside of their business, so now they don't have to worry about sales anymore. They need assistance with acquisition. Well, they don't have to worry about that anymore because we produce all the content, we generate all the leads, and we set the appointments. They don't know what they can sell. They don't have to worry about that anymore because we make the product, we do the fulfillment, and we make the offer. They don't know how to manage the system. Well, we build the back-end system. We manage all of the leads. We manage the team. They don't have to worry about any of that. And they don't think that they can monetize their audience. Well, we actually generate a monetization vehicle and mechanism to help them do that, and they don't have to worry about it. So that's how you provide a service. This is how you actually provide a profitable service to a market. And as you can notice, this is going to be everything that our market desires, and this is going to actually help them generate cash flow into their business, right? So that's the first step. When you're trying to transition into this business model, you need to develop insights on your market, right? The next thing, we need to build from our insights. So we have the insights. We know the problems of our market. We know the desired state of our market. We know the gap between those two states. But we need to actually build something. We need to build something tangible, something that we can actually, use as a money-making mechanism. Okay? So the next part of this process is to build assets from your insights, right? So now that you know where your market is currently at and where they want to be, you can now develop a niche that you want to target, the offer that you want to craft, the content that you want to distribute, the funnel for acquiring clients, and then your fulfillment mechanism, right? Meaning, we have the insights on the market. The next step, once you have insights on your market, whether you're an agency owner or a coach or consultant, is just to build these assets, right? Meaning you're now just going to think of different content you can distribute, your funnel, your fulfillment method, your offer, etc., right? So this is what I do in this process. I divergently think of assets that I can create. So you have two ways of thinking. You have divergent thinking and then you have convergent thinking. When you're running a business, typically you want to have divergent thinking. And the reason for that is because divergent thinking gives you a bunch of different solutions that you can put together, right? Convergent thinking is focused on one defined solution, and convergent and divergent thinking is focused on a multitude of different solutions. We want a multitude of different solutions to work with, right? So when I'm thinking of building from my insights, I think of a bunch of different solutions that I can use to take my prospects from their current state to their desired state, right? Once I have that, I'm then going to write them out, right? Once you write them out, you're then going to put them into mind maps, just like this one, so you can visualize them. And then you're going to pick the best system out of all those different mind maps for them to achieve X outcome from their current state to their desired state, right? So I just want to repeat that for you guys. We develop the insights, and then we build from the insights. And to build from the insights, we're pretty much divergently think of assets, meaning divergently think in a bunch of different ways that we can help our market. We're then going to write them out, and we're going to put them into different charts like this so we can visualize them. And then we're going to pick the best systems for achieving that outcome, and we're going to roll with that one, right? Now, once we have the system, right, and we know how we're actually going to help them get to X result, we want to acquire attention on how we're going to do that, right? So we need to acquire attention, right? So once you've built out your systems and your assets, you now need to acquire attention on your process, your thesis, and your expertise. And you're going to do this by optimizing your social profiles to produce content and to outreach to prospects, right? So we have our assets, we have our system together, meaning we have our service together. The next step is to get clients, right? And to get clients, we need to acquire attention. This goes for any coaching business, consulting business, or an agency. After you have the system and the offer and the service, you need to acquire attention. How do you acquire attention? Well, you put together a thesis, right? You put together a thesis and a process, and then you're going to optimize your social profile, and you're going to produce content around your thesis and your process, right? This means producing short form content, long form YouTube videos, and long form even written sales letters explaining your thesis and your process, right? And these are going to be distributed amongst a multitude of different channels like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram to help you actually get clients and build a brand for your business, right? And what this is going to do is increase your reply rate for your social profile, because your social profile is going to pretty much act like a sales letter. Like the way my YouTube is structured is pretty much like a sales letter. If you go through it, you can see a bunch of my expertise. You can see how I help my market, how I get them results. It's the same thing for your agency, your coaching business, your clients, right? You want to make your social profile a sales letter, right? This will help build the brand for your business and make sure that the leads are actually warm and that they're actually warmed up to your thesis and you're hitting on their, their desires and they want to actually buy into your service, right? You have to make sure that you're doing this, right? You want to acquire attention after you have that system together, okay? After we have that, it's in volume, right? A lot of people underestimate the amount of volume that it takes to actually achieve really good results, right? If you want a good output, you need to have really good inputs, right? Meaning you cannot become, super shredded in the gym you can't become super shredded with your physique if you're going to the gym one time a day. It doesn't work. You need to have insane amounts of inputs to have insane amounts of output, right? So this means you need to be posting content daily. You need to be reaching out to people daily for your offer, right? You just need to emphasize on a bunch of volume, right? And if you have a bunch of volume and you're hitting on your ICP properly, meaning you're touching their pain points, you're touching their desired state, and you're fulfilling the gap in your messaging to these people, it's no way that you don't book calls. It's literally no way that you don't book calls. If you're hitting on your market properly and you have volume, you're going to book calls for your offer. And when you book calls and you close deals, that gives you cash flow. If you have more cash flow, it's easier to scale because you can reinvest into your business to actually grow it further, right? So it's volume, right? After volume, it's now time for somebody to hop on a sales call with us, right? So when you have a sales call, you need to actually make sure that your sales process is good. And this is where a lot of people mess up, right? And this is where I messed up at first. And now I will never mess up at this again. None of my clients mess up at this, right? You want to make sure that your actual sales process is dialed in, right? And this is what this needs to look like. So let's say you're distributing volume and you get somebody to book a call. The lead comes in and they book a call, right? When they book a call, your job is to kill their false beliefs and present a new opportunity right then and there to that lead, right? Right then and there, you want to kill their false beliefs and present them a new opportunity from the second they book a call before they even hop on the sales call. And the reason for that, if they hop on a sales call and they haven't heard of your new opportunity, meaning your mechanism to get them results, and you haven't killed their false beliefs yet, they're going to be really, really cold to what you're offering, and more than likely it's going to decrease the chances of you closing that person, right? So they book a call, the prospect should perceive like a VSL, right? They should receive some type of VSL, right? In that VSL, you're going to be going through your thesis, going through your backstory, you're showing them your process of actually helping them get results, right? Then next up, they're going to receive a testimonial, a student interview, like another form of a video sales letter, right? They're going to receive that in their email. And then they're actually going to hop on the sales call. So when they hop on the sales call, you're going to dissect their situation. And the perfect thing about this, if you've already developed the insights on your market, you already know exactly what they're struggling with, right? Meaning you know what type of questions to ask them to get your desired response. So they hop on the sales call. You ask them questions about their current state. You ask them implication questions, qualification questions. You get what you need out of them for you to feel like that they're a good fit. Once you feel like they're a good fit, you just ask them if you can walk them through your thesis, right? They say, yep, they're cool with it, right? And then what you're going to do, you're going to leverage their problems and their desires to your solution, and you're going to show them your thesis, right? And this is going to be your unique way of helping them go from point A to point B, right? This is going to be your unique mechanism of doing that. So you're going to walk them through the thesis, right? And then once you walk them through the thesis, and if they're good with that, you sign them as a client, and then you have to actually deliver a service, right? A lot of people miss out on how to actually deliver the service. And as a growth partner, this is how you get paid the most. For instance, I have one client. If one of my clients right now, if he does $100,000 in a month, I'm going to get paid $50,000 because I have a good performance base. We also get a retainer, but we also get incentivized on the more sales that we make him. Meaning the better service that you deliver, the more cash flow that you get into your business. When my client does when he does $100,000, we get $50,000 of that, right? Because you have a really good service, right? Really good service delivery. And you're only going to be able to get some type of payout like that if your service delivery is good, right? So let's say you have a client. That client is at 5K or 10K MRR and they want to get to 20K MRR. The first step that you have to do in this process is find them product market fit, right? You need to find them product market fit, meaning you need to figure out where their product or their service or their offer fits in the marketplace, right? You see where we have this develop insights, right? Where we develop insights on our market, right? You need to basically do that for your clients, right? You need to find product market fit, and you find product market fit by developing insights on the market, right? The next thing that you need to do is build out their backend systems. Just like I just walked you guys through. You find the product market fit by developing the insights, and then you actually build systems, right? You build their systems, and then you construct their sales assets. Their sales assets will be their short form content, their long form content, etc., right? You're then going to use that to book calls. Once you're booking calls, you're then going to have the sales team. The sales team is then going to actually convert that traffic into closed deals, right? Let's say you book 10 calls. Your sales closer, let's say he closes 2 deals. and each of those 2 deals are worth $5,000. Well, now you just made your client $10,000, and you have a retainer, and you get paid a percentage of that, right? Now your client is at a desired state. Your client gets to the desired state of $20,000 a month, or $30,000 a month, $40,000 a month, whatever the may is, right? You just repeat this process. You get them to their desired state. You get them to their desired state, and you get a fat payout, right? So this is how the model works. So my whole point of this video is not to only, like, of course, show you guys the $50,000 and stuff like that, but also show you guys the business model that I leveraged to get to that point, right? And that business model was becoming a growth partner. And this is exactly how you do it, right? I just walk you through how to actually get a client, right? I just walk you through how to actually, set up your initial systems for your business. I just walk you through how to acquire attention from your market. I just walk you through how to actually do the sales process and the sales call. And I just walk you through how to deliver a really good service. And of course, guys, it's impossible for me to fit all of this into one single video, but this is a good overall framework that you can use and run with, right? Like, if I had this early on, it would have helped me a lot in my journey. It took a lot longer, but I mean, it would have helped me out, right? So this is a general framework of how this process actually looks, okay? So if you're somebody though that wants this implemented inside their business, like if you're an agency or you're a coach or consultant and you want our systems installed into your business that allowed us to scale to $50,000 per month, this is what I want you to do. Like I said, I cannot fit all this in one video because it's just a lot of stuff. But what I can do is install our very own copy and paste service delivery process into your business so you can land deals that are super high ticket every single month with your agency to book, a lot of different meetings and close a lot of deals, get to where you need to be, right? So if you're somebody that's interested in booking more meetings from your target market, closing more deals, yada, 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 we can install our exact copy and paste process into your business so you can actually use the same thesis to get more clients, right? So if that's something that interests you, just click the link in the description. And that's pretty much it from this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one because I'm going to be more consistent with posting content and documenting this journey. So yeah,